There are many different books that help change your mindset and change the perspective that you have of the world. I chose to dial down onto 3 different books to help change my perspective, and I hope they can help change yours as well. So this first book, I started reading when I was 18, 19. It was literally the first kind of self-help book that I chose to read, and it kind of opened the doors for me. And maybe it's just a nostalgia factor why I think this book is one of the best, but Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This book really changed my mind because I had to understand that I needed a burning desire to want to win. Because a lot of people want it, but they don't want it bad enough. They don't want to actually go through the work and the struggle and to actually change the way that they look at money, change the way that they look at the world in order to achieve greatness. You know, a principle that I enjoyed to reading in there was that burning desire one, but also auto-suggestion and this idea of kind of writing down your goals and constantly feeding it into your mindset, just seeing yourself having the goal that you already have, right? So I like to have my goals written up here. You know, you can't see them right now, but they are all written up here, and I just read them all the time, and I act as if I already have them. Right? One goal already, as I said before, is I have 100,000 subscribers. It's something that I've written up, and I believe that I already have it. So I feel as if I already have it, and I start to act in a way that you already have it. And subconsciously, I believe that the mind will find ways to make it reality. You know, it teaches you also having a positive mindset, being persistent. And another chapter I really enjoyed in that book was sexual transmutation. Now, what does transmutation mean? It's about channeling that energy into something more creative. So using that desire, that sexual desire, extremely powerful, as you know, using it to actually go for your goals, redirecting it into something more creative. It's extremely powerful. And this is an old book that was back in the 1900s. So this concept is still, you know, people are talking about it now, and it was even back then he was talking about this. I found it quite interesting. Truly, it's one of my favorite books. I do suggest that you pick up this book right now. The second book is The Slight Edge. Now, the main principle about The Slight Edge is to constantly and consistently do the small things that we see as mundane or trivial and actually lead to like a long-term success. So you also need to build up your life view, right? Your life philosophy. Like, what is your philosophy in life? For me, it's always been that nothing's impossible, right? Even the word impossible says I'm possible in it. But I always do whatever I can no matter what. And I'm not afraid of whoever thinks I can't do it. I'm still gonna do it. It doesn't matter whatsoever. The idea of this is to continue going no matter how you feel. Because sometimes you'd set a goal that you wanted to do like 2-3 months ago, but then on a random Tuesday night after school or after work, all of a sudden you don't feel like doing it. You don't feel like putting in that work. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to work on that business. You still have to do that little thing that was helping you get to the goal consistently. Because after doing this, you understand that the choices that we make have a long-term impact. Either your mindset is going to be on that short-term pleasure, instant gratification, or that long-term goal, which is delayed gratification. So the choices that you choose to make every day will either lead you down the path that you want to be on, or will lead you down that wrong path. You either have to choose discomfort right now or pay the price of discomfort later in your life. And honestly, the price of it right now is a lot cheaper than it is later. The third book is The Confidence Gap. The Confidence Gap, what it teaches you is how to transform your relationship with fear. You also understand that confidence, you cannot wait for confidence to arise before you take action, because that feeling of confidence will not come. You must take action first. In certain circumstances, sure, will you feel confident before you take action? Yes. But most of the time, you have to take action first, and constantly doing it, repeating over and over again. All right, taking action and then seeing the rewards of that action. It's a cycle. It becomes a cycle where you're like, oh, okay, I can keep doing this. And then you become more confident with what you're doing. So it's really about going for it, even though it's uncomfortable, but understanding that it will help you in the long run. And it introduces this idea of mindfulness to your own thoughts and your fears. You know, fear is just an illusion. Most of the time, nothing is occurring. You're just thinking about what can occur, or what can happen if you do this or you don't do this, or whatever it is. So by being mindful and not just mind wandering and constantly stuck in your own little world and your own thoughts and everything that's happening, by being mindful, right, of the thoughts that come up and knowing that they're not really you. You're more, what you are your beliefs, I guess, your soul. But you know how there's so many thoughts that can come up, they're not really you. So just be mindful of them and let them pass. There's a beautiful exercise in the book. It was like leaves on a string. And if you want to learn more about that, you know, check out the book. I promise you, this book was very impactful on my mindset, and I believe it will do the same for you as well. And teaches you also, it talks a little bit about living by your values, which is always important, all right? And it lists a bunch of values. Yeah, these are the 3 books that I really believe changed my mindset. And there were other books I wanted to incorporate within this video, such as like How to Win Friends and Influence People or The Way of the Superior Man. But I do think these books may need their own video. That's how impactful they were for my life. And I think they will do the same for you too. But I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure that you subscribe for more content. Check out the free Discord server down below. Follow me on IG as well. And last but not least, never waver from the path.